Hey guys, Jared from Jared X Photography, and I want to unbox the Fujifilm XF10-24 f4R OIS lens. Man, that's a mouthful. Anyway, this is Fujifilm's flagship wide-angle zoom. Being a constant aperture, it's very handy for a lot of situations. I believe this equates to somewhere around a 16 to 35 millimeter range on a full frame equivalent. This is a great focal range, and I think it's going to come in very handy with my architectural and real estate shoots. With the added bonus of IS, I think this is going to be a very good opportunity to get some video on a wide angle as well. Right now I'm shooting with my 14mm Rokinon lens that is a Nikon mount with an adapter. I love my 14mm, but this is going to give me autofocus and a slightly wider angle, which I think is going to be great. Anyway, I'm really excited about it. On to the opening. Okay, so the box is very similar to the 56mm 1.2. It has the same flapping little thing here, which I don't really understand. I don't know why it has to open like this. Otherwise, maybe it's just because they like the way it looks when it's closed. I think this is very useless. Okay, opening up just like the 56mm, we have the lens cloth bag like before. No reason to open that. Okay. We have the manual in case you guys don't know how to put a lens on a camera. Worldwide network contact information again, and the warranty booklet. So just like normal, same little cardboard piece. By the way, if you haven't seen my 56mm unboxing and overview, please do so at the link below. Okay, on to the good part. Let's start with the lens hood. So, wrapped in plastic, just like that. I'm a Barbie girl. Okay, same kind of texture as the 56mm, which I really like. It's kind of soft, which it feels, you know, at first I didn't really like it, and I felt that it kind of made it look cheap, but I really like it on the camera, and I've really grown to enjoy the lens hood on the 56mm, and I'm sure I'm going to feel the same way about this. I like the thickness of it. This is good. It feels pretty solid. The mount looks kind of flimsy. Maybe it's just because there's like hollow pieces, but I'm not very impressed. I'd like to see it on the camera at least. Okay, on to the goodies. Okay, it's got a little weight to it. This is it's not as heavy as the 56, but it's definitely not as light as the 35mm 1.4. It's heavier than my 14mm, but it is smaller, which is really nice. Put that plastic back in there. Okay, so the body itself, it has a plastic mount closer to the camera body itself, but I don't know, it feels kind of solid. I'm not really sure if I like the aperture ring. The aperture ring has no strict stops. It's just constantly moving. Here it has two switches, one for the OIS, which is for optical stabilization, and the other is for aperture control. You have one that would give you manual control with this, or you can click it to automatic and everything is controlled inside the camera. The zoom ring is really nice. It's very short, which I wasn't expecting. I figured it was going to be longer, but this is absolutely fine with me. It has really clearly marked focal ranges, so I don't think this is going to be an issue for me whatsoever. And one thing that I really like is that as I'm moving it, I see that there is absolutely no creep on the outside. So this is a completely internal zooming lens, which is really nice. Let's go ahead and pull off the lens cap. We can see the focus ring right here. It's really solid. I don't think this is a lens that you would do a ton of manually focusing with, but it's there if you want it. Moving the zoom ring now, I can see that the front element does move. You can probably see that from there, but it doesn't move enough to the point where you can't have a filter over the top of it. This is a 72mm, which means that I can use all my 77s with a step down, which is no problem whatsoever. I have a really nice variable ND filter, which I'll probably use for this, for maybe long exposure stuff or something maybe a little creative. It is an f4, so it doesn't have a crazy shallow depth of field or anything like that. It's a wide angle, so of course it doesn't have a shallow depth of field. But I don't think I'm going to need an ND filter for outdoor use normally, like I would need it for a portrait lens or a standard focal length like my 35 or 56. Speaking of the 35 and 56, let's do a little size comparison. Okay, so here's the 10 to 24. And let's go ahead and put the lens hood on. So okay, there we go. There's the lens hood, and there's the 56 millimeter. The body is not as long, but you can tell it's a good bit heavier, and this has a lot more metal to it than this does. This has a metal focus ring on it, but other than that, I think pretty much everything else has a plastic or a rubber coating. And the 35 millimeter. I'm just going to pull up the XE1 here. I believe I have a body cap. So you can see it right there together. So 35 millimeter 10 to 24 and the 56 millimeter 1.2. So this is everything. This is my complete Fuji setup, and I think it's going to work very, very well. Like I said, I am shooting with a 14 millimeter, so this is probably going to be my new camera that I'm using these for. That way I'll make sure that I'm in complete focus and everything's going to be good there. Plus, I know that the optics are good in this because I've used it before. I used a friend of mine's and I was really, really impressed by it, and that's why I had to have it. So I can't wait to shoot with this, and I'm really, really excited to show you some photos of it. I do want to see what it looks like on the XE1, so let's see what it looks like there. I am shooting on the XT1 right now, so I'm sure it probably fits that body a little better, but I would like to see what it looks like on my smaller body together. It's a little big, as you can see. It really kind of overpowers the little body of the XE1, but it's not completely overpowering. I can still use it. My hand would probably just fit over the lens to make sure that we were stable instead of me holding onto the camera body like I normally would. So I'd still be able to shoot with it completely like that. And let's see. Oh yeah, wow. So the 10 millimeter is really, really nice. It doesn't look like there's much distortion right away. Yeah, there's definitely distortion, but it's not as prominent as it would be like on a full frame camera or something like that with a 14 millimeter or something along those lines. But I'm very, very impressed. I think this is going to suit me very well. I am going to be putting out a review video as soon as I have some photos taken with it. So stay tuned for that. If you'd like to see more of my videos, please subscribe to the channel and check out all the other videos that I have posted. I have somewhere around, I think, 3 a week going out right now until the end of the year. So I have plenty of content for you guys to check out, so be sure to do that. If you'd like to see some of my work, you can do so on my website, which is listed in the description below, along with Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter accounts that you can all follow me on. Like I said before, please subscribe to the channel if you want to see more about the gear that I use and the work that I make with it. Thanks so much for watching. JaredHux.com.